Hi, mystery writers! Welcome to Write a Killer Mystery, where we talk about making a good mystery great and we get into details about refining your mystery. And today I want to talk about mastering the art of suspense, how to keep your mystery novel unpredictable. And we'll talk about why that's important too. First, I want to thank my patrons on Patreon for their continued support. And if you would like to support these video series and my mystery writing, there's a link to Patreon in the description below. All right, thank you so much. So, why is unpredictability so important, right? A mystery novel is not just an ordinary story. It must keep readers on the edge of their seats, engaged and interested until the end, when you have that big final surprise, the reveal. But along the way, you can put in a lot of surprises. You want to keep those surprises in your story. They can be anything from a shocking revelation about a character to the sudden appearance of a corpse and everything in between. As an author, it's your job to create these twists and keep your readers guessing until that final page. One way to start off a surprise in your mystery is with the crime itself, actually. The murder or crime should always be unexpected and mysterious. Why did it happen? Your reader should feel like they are discovering clues along with the characters, like your detective, in your story. They're going to be piecing together the evidence as they go. And that is what makes this genre so compelling. Remember, it's the #2 genre after romance, all right? Everyone loves solving puzzles and figuring out who done it. As you write, try to think outside the box. I know this was one of the biggest challenges for me, was coming up with twists and surprises. So brainstorming goes a long way. Don't be afraid to throw your readers for a loop. Maybe there was no murder, or perhaps the killer was completely unexpected. Whatever it is, you want to throw in those surprises and keep your readers on their toes by picking up new threads and taking them in different directions. But don't make things too hard. Remember, your reader wants to guess, or to at least try to guess. You need to keep your readers feeling like this mystery is solvable. All right. So another great way to add surprise to your mystery is through hidden secrets. And I've talked a lot about secrets before, especially with your suspects. Every family has skeletons in their closet, and every character probably has something to hide. It may not be anything about the crime your detective is investigating, but they still have something they want to hide. And these mysteries in your story can distract your readers and even lead them down false trails, and it can lead your detective down false trails as well. Just make sure that the secrets aren't too contrived. They have to feel natural. They have to feel pertinent to that particular character. They have to feel earned, as it were. That has to be part of the story. Can't be coming down from the sky. And remember that surprise doesn't have to come in the form of danger. All right? Characters can also experience personal growth or receive unexpected gifts that change their lives. or one character may unexpectedly come into wealth, or another may find love. All of these things are surprises, and they keep your reader engaged. They help create that rich tapestry that's your overall story. So adding surprises to your mystery is a great way to keep readers engaged and interested in your story. So you can go from shocking revelations about characters to unexpected twists in the plot. However you use them, surprises can help, and your readers will appreciate it. The readers like surprises. Mystery readers like surprises. So how do you go about creating surprise in your mystery? It's all about keeping your reader guessing until the very end. Without it, readers may lose interest and put down the book. So surprises are crucial to keep your readers reading. And you keep them invested in the story with these surprises. Adding twists is one way to add surprise. It turns the plot around. You're going in a different direction. Wherever the reader thought they were going, all of a sudden it's a different direction. And that, well, works a lot. So surprise offers you, as a writer, a new opportunity to create that intrigue for your readers. A seemingly minor detail that was missed earlier in the story could turn out to be crucial information later on. And that's, planting the seeds, and then all of a sudden later in the story, oh, that was much more important than it seemed way back on page 52. All right? And these surprises keep readers engaged and eager to find out what happens next. Another way surprise works in a mystery novel is by revealing secrets, even shocking secrets about the characters. So just when a reader thinks they've got this character nailed, they really have a handle on who they are, a hidden truth, you as the author, uncover that hidden truth, and the reader's like, oh, I didn't see that coming at all. I just never suspected that of that character. So, for example, a seemingly upstanding citizen may actually have committed a heinous crime years ago, and this may or may not affect the actual mystery that you're trying to solve right now in the story, but it's the kind of thing that is that makes suspects want to hide. They want to keep that secret a secret, all right? So when it's done right, it pays off in spades, leaving readers satisfied and eager to pick up your next book. And that's what we all want as writers, right? So let's talk a little bit about the power of reveals, because they are the surprises that come to readers as that thing that they thought earlier turns out to be something completely else. And that is why the reveal at the end, when your detective finally reveals who the true culprit is, what readers love that. If you've kept it a surprise until the end, readers really love that. And once again, I want to state, mystery readers love those puzzles, and they want to figure out the puzzle before your detective does. But if they do, then they're disappointed. So our job as mystery writers is to keep that final reveal until the other end, to keep misdirections in our story so the readers don't think that the culprit is the culprit. You have to be able to use twists to keep the readers guessing and leading them down those different paths where they're going this way. First they thought they were going that way, and now they're going this way, and they're still wondering, is this way the best way to discover who the culprit is? So another effective tool that authors use to create surprise is misdirection. You distract the reader from the truth through false clues and false leads. These are often called red herrings, and the author keeps them on their toes, invested in the story. Whoa, what's this new thing? We better investigate it. And your detective goes off to investigate it. And as I mentioned before, those secrets about your characters, when they come to light, it's like your reader wonders, wow, I just never would have thought that about that particular character. So ultimately, creating surprises in a mystery novel takes hard work. It does. At least for me, I know it's one of my biggest challenges writing mysteries, and it has to do with careful consideration. How are you going to surprise your reader? How are you going to keep them interested so your story doesn't feel flat, and so your reader keeps wanting to turn those pages? So crafting surprises in a mystery requires skillful storytelling, and that uses misdirections, twists, reveals to keep your readers engaged until the very end. And as a writer, you need to look for ways to build suspense and make moments of danger, of death, of dark discoveries, and those sudden reveals. All right, every clue counts, as does each suspect and any victims that you have. And I've talked a lot about victims before, and how as mystery writers, they can't just be a dead body. We have to know a lot about the victim, because the victim is what connects all the suspects and all the clues and evidence. All right. A good mystery will always convince the reader of its exciting possibilities. So what we're doing is creating possibilities for how the crime was committed and who committed it. We're investigating the possibilities, and in order to do that, we as writers have to create those possibilities and keep piling on those possibilities, so your mystery doesn't get boring and it doesn't feel like a straight line to the end of your story. You want to create multiple possibilities that keep your reader thinking, I wonder if that's the real clue, as it were, or if that suspect is really the one who did it. All right? And by doing that, you're building suspense. It's all about surprises. And as a writer, it's important to keep your readers guessing until the very end. And that means being careful not to give away too much. And also knowing when it's time to let something slip. So part of our skill as mystery writers is knowing how to plant that hint of what's coming later without blowing it up and making it too important with neon lights flashing and all that sort of stuff. But have it there so the reader remembers later on that, yep, it was there all the time, and I should have listened more carefully to what that suspect was saying, or whatever it is, or I should have thought more about that particular clue. And keep your reader on your toes. That's part of our job, is keeping them on their toes. So you crafting a mystery that surprises and shocks your reader it's a skill, and it takes hard work, and it takes some patience, and it takes some, as I mentioned before, some consideration. How does this really work in my story? And how will it complicate my story so the reader keeps guessing what happens next, or if the suspect is really the one, And so if you're looking to improve your storytelling abilities, my online course, Write a Killer Mystery, is available, and it walks you through all the basics. All of these videos are aspects of writing a mystery, but there's an overall framework that you need to know in order to write a good mystery, and the course will help you make sure that you've checked off all the marks for a mystery, and there's a link to the course in the description below. So just remember, you want to keep your readers guessing, and you want to fill your story with surprises. All right, I hope that helps. And if you liked this little video about creating tension and surprises in your mystery, please subscribe and click that little notification bell so you'll get the next episode. They come out every Monday. And once again, I want to thank you for being here. And don't forget, if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer questions. So meanwhile, keep writing.